Curtis. Bill, what's your puppy's name?
Oh, hold on. I got to unmute it. Go ahead, Bill.
Isabella or Izzy.
I knew that.
Busy Izzy.
Aw. Hi, Izzy.
I like that frame around Jody's picture. That's pretty cool. It's like
Actually,
it's
you
like
can do those frames in the
Hollywood, Hollywood's part there.
yeah, you can do those frames in what is it? YouTube, the part of the video stuff.
Cool. Hi, Don. Now. Hi, Deb. I see Curtis is focused.
Yeah. Oh, hey, that's a different background for him.
Yeah, it's good.
Cool. All right. Welcome, 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 everybody. It is so great to see you on this Saturday, February 15th, 2025. We are so glad to have you on board, whether you're watching us on Zoom or on YouTube. Hello, everyone. Like Sherry Grebanoski, Sherry Grebanoski is saying on YouTube. Thank you so very, very much for joining us and taking time out of your busy schedule. We are very glad to have you here on the AMAs. Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis. And we are just getting ready. We've got Robert, like he shared yesterday in the podcast, he's got special things to share with us today. So let's get the basics out of the way because we got things to do. Lots of great things to do. First of all, thank you to Lisa Marie because she donated to the Super Chat on YouTube.
Thank you. Thank you, Lisa Marie. The kids will love it.
We appreciate that. And you can donate to the Super Chat that Robert has just referred to because he donates to the orphanages. Very simple. If you're on YouTube, go ahead and click the $ in the chat, in the little box, and all the money that we collect there will go to the orphanages that Robert supports. So bless you and thank you very, very much. We got an amazing community, and with your help, we grow. And in fact, we are continuing to grow. So please like and share this video to everybody that you know so that we can bring these words to more people with ears that hear. If you want to ask a question of Robert, because that's the whole point behind Ask Me Anything, it's very simple. If you're watching on YouTube, go ahead and type your question in the chat. You can join us on YouTube by right now clicking at the top of the chat. There's a little black bar there that says join us on Zoom. Click that and it will bring you right into the Zoom chat. And then you can ask your question directly of Robert in person. That's the whole point behind AMA. You can ask in person. If you're watching on Zoom, you can also put your question in the chat if you're a little shy, or raise your hand and we will call on you and you can interact with Robert directly. Very simple to do. Put your cursor in the middle of the screen where you see my lovely face. On the very bottom in the middle, you'll see a bunch of buttons. One of them is raise hand. Click on that button. It will notify us that you want to share. We will call on you, we'll bring you on board, and you and Robert can interact together. That's the whole point behind AMA with the amazing Robert Hollis. Another quick shout out because we just got another donation from Bill Shoemaker.
Thank you, Bill.
OMG, Bill, thank you so very, very much. And before we get started with Robert's opening words here on this AMA, I always like to share a little phrase, a saying, a meme, and this one comes from our very own Terry Hollis. Yes, Robert's lovely wife.
The boss.
The boss, yes, okay. The boss, now, based on what I'm looking at, the boss to this person and the mom to this person. Now, at least that's the way it's laid out here on my screen. I don't know how it is on your screen.
Just call her the boss.
Yeah. The boss. Okay. So a lot of times she likes to share a thing called the vibe of the day. And I love when she pulls these together because they are so good and a great way to get started here on the AMAs. This vibe of the day especially. Love yourself a little extra right now. You're evolving, learning, healing, growing, and discovering yourself all at once. It's about to get magical for you. Terry, thank you very much for sharing that with us. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's get It started. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the AMAs, the A-Amazing Robert Hollis.
Thank you so much, Craig, the hostess with the mostest. How many people like Craig's plaque right there? It's like that's like instant credibility, isn't it? It's like one of the things that I watched a short video of, people come into ways of thinking about stuff. And I seen a short video done by YouTube, even with the idea of how they could create the award so people knew they were real. When people do posts on them, and they were saying that if you ever see somebody with the plaque, that the mirror behind the play button was done deliberately. Because if you notice, no matter how you hold the plaque, it's doing some kind of reflection. And so if you're making a fake one, well, I forgot Matt's hair. I guess you could put any reflection in the mirror. But I thought it was pretty interesting that people show it, and they said normally what you see behind a creator's trophy is the light. That they're going, hey, here's my deal, and you see the light that they're using, or in this case, a laptop. But it's pretty interesting. So again, Craig, thank you so much for being the hostess with the mostest, and I know a couple of other people jumped on here, Coach Bob and Jay. I believe that I said hi to everybody else. Unless Jay, are you on here twice? Is this your brother? This other one? Okay. All right. So first announcement I'm going to share with each and every one of you is today it's going to be under an hour. I love watching my MMA, and I work hard on a weekly basis so I can watch. And then tomorrow I'm super excited to watch the Daytona 500. So it's like
Woo-woo!
I did notice something about, I'm going to throw a statement out. And when I throw this statement out, it's not for debate. It's just for you to think about, right? So how many countries have numerous billion dollar associations that have nothing to do with just competitive sports? See, I've been around the world in a lot of countries. You know what I mean? Most of them have two. Football is what we know as soccer, and they have the Olympics. And then when you think of the United States, it's like NASCAR, NFL, Major League Baseball, hockey, extreme sports. No, we can't do surfing and do snowboarding and do skateboards or rollerblading. No, we got to turn it into extreme sports. So I was looking at it, and you know what comes in a really close third for the rest of the countries? Motorsports, Formula One. And I was like, so I'm just throwing this out here, but you have, the three groups of people, right? You got one group of people that are never going to know what's going on because they decide to just lead their lives that way. And then you have a group of people that are sort of obsessed with watching other people win. And then you got a group of people that think that watching people win is stupid. Just a thought. I just thought I'd throw that out there. Because another one just has popped in my mind is mixed martial arts. I've watched a championship fight in Abu Dhabi. Majority of the fights are United States, but there's New Zealand and Australia, China. It's like, how would you like to have such a competitive sport that communist countries invite you in? And when you go in to do it in those communist countries, it's packed out. They do MMA fights in Saudi Arabia. Is that crazy? Russia, China. The female world champion of the featherweight division is from China. She just defined her a deal. So I'm not saying that you got to change who you are, because you don't. But if you want to find people that are a little crazy and focus on winning, maybe find some people that are winners. It's like you got these people like say, hey, I was on this podcast and they had to cut it early because they were watching a championship fight. You see what I mean? It's like, now I do know there's a group of people that go, I'm not interested in that stuff. I don't like competitive things. Well, that's okay. Just recruit people that are in them. So, yeah, you got some people that are applauding for people that are winning, and then you got the spectators that are complaining about the people that are excited about the winners. Some might say that this last election, so whether you're pro or con, I was really disappointed when I heard that Donald Trump was the first sitting president to go to the Super Bowl. What? And he goes to MMA fights? And if you want to really get upset for you people that hate Donald Trump, just put in Donald Trump USC fight. Because when he walks in there and 80,000 people shout so loud, you can't hear the people that are talking. And then guess where he's going to be tomorrow? At the Daytona 500. So, a guy that's smart enough to get in front of a group of people where there's 600,000 people there, a couple of 100 million people watching, and they go, why doesn't the other side ever celebrate these winners? I'm just throwing a thought out there. Okay? So even the negative part of this is I've heard people that are on the blue side that have just said, man, if we ever had to get in a war, I'm going to like all the people on the red side. It's like if some country comes to invade the United States, there's people that are going to show up to make sure they don't, and then the other group that's going to protest against them. Don't kill us. It's like it's pretty crazy. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Totally different subject, and then I'll get into a couple of cool things to get into Q&A. I wanted to bring this up just to really get you to think again. This is a thought. When I watched the Super Bowl, they kept talking about the coach that won the Super Bowl, right? And again, we hear this phrase about they started out, just being an average person. Some have or have not played the sport. Then they went from, like, for a lack of words, maybe a water boy or an assistant to somebody, to being an assistant of the assistant, to then going from that to being a either offense or defense or special teams coach. How many people are following me? And they start out in high school, and then they go to college, and then they go to another college, then they go to another college, then they go to another college, and then they get called up to the National Football League. And I thought, when they get called up to the NFL, they have to start all over. See, now they're an assistant of an assistant, and then they become a coach in the NFL in special teams, offense or defense, and then you become the head coach. When you're trying to do anything in life, why wouldn't you think that you need to start at the bottom? Maybe I should just find out what the average person is doing. And so during the Super Bowl, I don't know how many of you got to see the AI version they did, of Jimmy Johnson. You probably could go on YouTube and find it very, very quickly. You could put NFL AI generated Jimmy Johnson's path. And I just explained it to you. And so me and Matt were watching this and we go, wow, somebody paid a lot of money for people that said they knew how to do AI to do that short little film. And if you've seen some of the stuff that Matt's does, it makes it look very amateurish. And so that just makes me really, really appreciate Matt more than ever, because me and Matt were watching it at the same time that was there, and we're going like, holy cow. This is, that's going to be the neat thing, that you could take someone. Matt really fell in love with his whole concept of telling stories, being a director, a producer, a camera person, or whatever. We've always talked about him doing a story of my life. And it was the cameras and who are we going to interview and all of this stuff, going to go back to Williston, North Dakota and interview people and maybe go to a couple of the foster homes that I grew up in. You know what I mean? See if there's anyone alive when, I was in a federal penitentiary at the age of 18. It's just all this stuff. And now in a blink of an eye, Matt's in a world right now where he could create my Rags to Riches story. Is that nuts? So that was sort of an announcement or something that I wanted to share with you guys. Now, here's just a thought, all right? And if you guys want to say what you think in like yes or no. When I look at people like Coach Curtis, Coach Bob, some of the people in here, we all started off not knowing anything about anything, right? And so then there becomes this point where we work on ourselves with so much personal development. I'm just saying this about me, not everyone. But I think sometimes you forget the basics, right? And so when you talk to somebody, you go into the things that you know now that you think are simple. They're just not. So why am I bringing this up? I watched Matthew Thayer's first episode on his YouTube channel on basic training. One of the best trainings I've ever seen. One of the best trainings I ever seen. I am not going to steal it and put it on my YouTube channel. I'm going to promote his channel. Are you guys getting this? Now, watch what I did next. Of course, I made a comment on it. Not just a like. I subscribed to his channel, made a comment. And then what I did is I went to the mastermind group that Joss and Jenna put together for all the people in the leadership. And I said exactly what I just said to you guys. He goes through the numbers. He goes through how to build on social media. How many of you guys know he's got 1 million people on Instagram? Over 1 million people on Instagram. He tells you what to post. And I learned a lot from that video. So he's a new super affiliate. He said that his team in gross, I know there's some teams that do this, and I'm not opposed of it, but they almost did 4 million in volume. Now, if you listen to him, it's 4 million in revenue. All right. So see, it's not 4 million in volume, because how many people know if you sell something for $9.99, you get 500 in volume. So that means he almost hit 2 million in volume. Does that make sense? because the comp plan pays 50%. So regardless of how they say it, it's still fucking impressive. Josh does not give away the super affiliate award. So he's had someone in 3 months that hit 500K. Thank you, Tom. He's had someone that's hit 500K in 3 months, and they've had 2 people that hit 250 in a month. 250K. And what I love about the video is he just talks straight numbers. And I think that a lot of you would look at the videos that he's telling you to post on social media, and you're going to go, I can do that. So I've seen these posts. How many of you watch something and then you go, oh my God, I've seen people do that. So instead of putting their face on or their video on, what they do is they'll show you, hey, this is what I covered in this book today. And they take a picture of something they highlighted. And then they take the part that they highlighted, like a Bible verse, and they take that text and they put it above. Now all of a sudden, as I'm building my X account, right, I notice there's people that have millions of people on their following, and all they've done is taking a Bible verse, highlighted the Bible verse, took the text that was in that Bible verse, posted above, and then at the very end they put, if you agree, put amen. If you like this, do emoji, a fire emoji. And all of a sudden I went, there's people that are making 6 figures a year, and all their posts have never ever been a picture or a video of themselves. That is huge. That is so huge. And so the other thing that they talked about is lifestyle. And so I'm going, oh my God, you know? And he goes, listen, the lifestyle is you just showing behind the scenes. So what if you took your video, your camera, and you took a picture? I see Ollie doing this all the time. What if you just took a picture of the Zoom and just went, wow, I'm learning from people that have made millions of dollars? Didn't say it. You took a picture and you put, I'm learning from people that are making millions. That's all. Look at Deb. So this is what I'll say about Matthew Thayer. I'm going to follow his episodes. I'm going to help him get one of these plaques. Because the way that I've been building my X account, I went to AI and asked AI, how fast can I get to 1,000 followers? And I've said this on other trainings. It's going, wait a minute, you do the exact thing that you want other people to do to you. So the accounts that I've seen that had thousands and tens of thousands of people, they also had tens of thousands of people that they followed. Oh, what a concept. And so I know that some of you know that I've been building an X account, but I just thought I'd show you guys this. So I wish I would have, well, I could go back and look at one of the first posts that I've done. But because of Craig, I have 1,615 posts. But Craig didn't do this for me. So I have 1,071 followers, but I have 1,456 that I followed. And one of the things that I noticed is that as you start following people, the other thing would be, maybe make a comment. So it's X Robert Hollis com. And when you're following people, why wouldn't you take the time to not only like it, but actually listen to it or read it, and then actually take the time to put a heartfelt comment on it? Just a thought. And so I have followed more people than are following me. Interesting. Excuse me. I'm not aware of other social medias. But isn't that pretty cool? So you could actually go to people that you like and you can click on who they followed. And then you can follow the accounts that they followed. What? Now, Arthur helped us in the last AMA. You only could do 400 in a day. All right. And I've noticed that if you try to do it all at once, I don't know because I wasn't counting, but they will say, hey, you can't follow anymore. So again, I'm doing the same thing that I've always done. And that's to figure out exactly where that level is. So I challenge you guys. How do I believe that X is going to be a place as I figure this out to find some of the best people that I know that could be successful? I don't know that I know. I just know. So there you go, right? So it's pretty neat because I do follow a lot of personal development people. I also follow a lot of law of attraction people. As some of you know, I don't hide it. I follow people that believe in a higher power. And sometimes being certain religions versus personal development and law of attraction, they seem all to go together. And so then when you follow some people that are professional winners, and then you find out that they're connected to the same groups, again, Craig, what's your line? Success leaves clues.
That's what you shared with us. I mean, I just use it. Yeah. Success leaves clues.
So I thought that I would share that with you guys. So now to end, before we do the Q&A, we had a really cool podcast yesterday. Again, we're always going to promote the podcast on these calls. And so I said that I would go into this. So around my birthday, I felt the need to do this faster. But I always read this book. I always reread this book a number of times during the year. But my birthday is always pretty cool time, right? And because chapter 9 is such an inspiration to me, I went back uninterrupted, focused. I for those of you that have difficulty with focus, do you understand that's a learned skill? Imagination is a learned skill. So when some people tell me, my mind keeps getting interrupted as I'm reading, great, discipline yourself. Ooh, people don't like that word. Discipline yourself and say, great, I got to start at the beginning. Watch how fast your mind wants to get away from reading. So if you start reading and get distracted, the first thing that you'll learn to do is get rid of the distractions. Do you guys actually believe that I can do my morning ritual with my watch on? No damn way. Impossible. So I get in an area where there's not a computer, not a phone, not a watch, right? I was talking about my connecting time, right? But when I'm reading the book, I also put myself where there's nothing around. People go, well, I'll read it while it's a PDF on my screen. Bullshit. It's impossible. I'm telling you, right? So how I discipline myself is as I'm reading it, when my mind wanders, I got to start over. And my mind knows because I'm disciplined that I'll do it over and start over. So then my mind starts to learn to focus. So I can complete the task. So now it can go off and do all this distraction stuff it loves to do. Have you guys ever forgot what day it was? How in the hell can you do that? Yesterday was that for me. I was in panic mode yesterday because I thought instead of the podcast that I did an AMA. So I was going to call Craig and Matt and say, you guys got to do the AMA because the NASCAR 500's on tomorrow. And then my mind went, that's Sunday. Oh, so I can do the AMA. I just want you guys to know that I'm pretty human. Some of you might not think I am, but I'm pretty human, right? And so the whole concept is, as I read chapter 9 again, the thing that really blew me away, and I talk about it a little bit in the podcast, is this whole concept that brought me back to where it always brings me back. And it's like, wait, did you forget that you're a miracle? Did you forget that you have a superpower? Do you forget that you're an imaginator? And when you stop doing these things and you forgot how unique you are and how much of a miracle you are, how fast you blame something other than yourself. I was like, damn, why every time I read this focus, it impacts me sometimes more than the first time I read it? Because we as human beings will allow everything else to get in the way other than focusing on how incredible unique we are, that we're a miracle, that we have help. Just connect to the help. And then it's easy in the world to get things that you want if you're just willing to go the extra mile. All you got to do is you can build a social media following like crazy. And if numbers are numbers, and they're not emotional. How many of you believe that we'll have, if you guys are still around me, that I'll be celebrating when I have 10,000 followers on X? How many of you believe that you're going to see me go to 100,000 followers on X? How many of you believe that I'm going to hit 1 million active subscribers on YouTube? All these correlate with having a large sales force and my daily choice. You can't constantly do those things without some people going, what do you do? Now, do you guys want to see the distractions? I'll show you guys the distractions, because some of you still think that I don't handle distractions. Well, right up here, we got notifications, right? And then below the notification is this thing called messages, see? So not only do people follow me, but I think it's pretty cool that I follow them back, you know? So then the next thing, I go to messages. Wow, this makes me feel like LinkedIn. Yeah, that's not my focus right now. How many of you caught that? If I click on one of them, I'm gone. Now, instead of me being focused on what I want for my family and to take care of more orphans, now I'm stuck in a stupid conversation with someone trying to pitch me something. None of you would get caught into conversations that are wasting your time, that don't go anywhere, right? I know what some of you are saying. Well, who would you respond with? I also get notifications on people that actually make heartfelt comments on my post. Wow, very few people know about that one. So I got 1,070 some followers, and I think that I've had like maybe 5 people that have actually taken the time to look at any of my content and respond with a heartfelt message. Yeah, those people automatically come to me. And it's funny when they make a heartfelt comment, they're not doing it for any other reason than to do it. They're not looking for a reply back. They're not looking for them. So then what I do, I feel compelled to the law. I compel you. I don't know where that came from. Yeah. I'm compelled to the law of reciprocity to go and look at their profile, find a post that they made, and now I put a heartfelt message on that. Wouldn't you guys think that this sounds a little more like a conversation that you would have? Wow, Jody, your hair looks beautiful. And she sits there for a while. Ah, that was nice. You know what, Robert? I really like your shirt. Ah, isn't this a little better than me saying, Jody, would you have sex with me? And then when she says, no, I don't know you. Why not? Let me give you all the reasons why you should. Why aren't you interested in any reasons why I don't want to? So you guys know how fast so there's people out there that are doing the laws of numbers, but they think they can just go out there and just do that, right? And then you got the other people that are having all this fake conversation. So I don't look at those messages because they're distracting. I need to focus on the things that are most important, right? So in closing, when I read this book, I just want you guys to know I wrote this on here. Well, first, I don't think I finished up the coaching analogy. A lot of you don't want to admit this statement. You know too much. You know too much, and you overwhelm people with the stuff that you recently learned. So if you don't promote someone that knows how to tell someone to do the basics, you're never going to build a group. You're never going to do it. I share old videos that I did years ago because I believe this about myself. If someone said, Robert, I need you to do a 30-minute training on the basics, I'd go, I can't do it. That would be honest. Do you guys think that I know the basics? Yeah. But if I used an analogy of mixed martial arts and I'm a second or third degree black belt and I've won a bunch of competitions, are you guys going where I'm going from? I know how to read a person very, very quickly. The things that I'm doing unconscious competent are things that are not basic. When you're using your skills every day on what you do to get results, trying to teach that before you teach the basics is a waste of time. So that's why I promote a coach that knows the basics. Did you guys catch that? Because some of you are only sharing the stuff with people that you might know that you're doing that makes you feel good. How many people would agree that if we took the guy that just won the Super Bowl and told him to be an assistant of an assistant in high school football, that he would probably have difficulty? Can I get an amen? It's like you forgot more than some people will ever learn. So be smart when you're teaching people things to put them in front of information of someone that does a really, really basic. Because if people won't do the basics, they're done. Now, I know that different people believe that different things are basics. But my mentor told me unless I read this book and called them back, that was the only step he gave me. What a sort that was. But he gets to sort that way because he was already making 60 grand a month. Ah! See, when you're making a full-time income, now you can just recruit leaders. How do you teach someone that's never known anything about network marketing, that's never built anything on social media? So I wanted to bring that up. And then the last thing I want to tell you is that when I I just put a couple of notes here I'll share and we'll leave. It says, so this is me over the last week. I am totally blown away and shocked with how easy life is. And people don't believe it. That's it. So when I tell people, did you forget how to imagine? And if imagination is a skill, like memory, like intuition, are you guys hearing me? There's these skills out there that people do unconscious competent, but they don't know how to teach them, but they practice them. Do you think communications and connecting is a skill? Holy cow. To actually watch people get more done than the average person and you realize that they say less than the average person? See, this is where Yoda comes from, right? You start watching people that say one-line sentences. He was the master, but he just talked in one sentences. Well, this is not working, and that is why you fail. No, you don't understand. I can't do this. And that's why you fail. I'm trying. Don't try, do. Screw you. You guys get what I'm talking about? It's like people that are really good at mentoring people know that they'll tell them what is the most important skill. And the most important skill is your ability to believe that you're unique, that you're a miracle, that the law of reciprocity is if you go the extra mile, you will be rewarded. That's the whole thing in Strangest Secret. I had 2 people when I shared that actually left me a comment every day they completed the task. 2 people? Isn't that crazy? So what if your mind just every day just went, what I think about the most is what comes true. What I think about the most does come true. I think the world's going to end. I think that Donald Trump's going to destroy the world. I think that, the AI, oh my God, Matt starts talking and I got to get this AI figured out immediately or we're all dead. It's like, so what you're thinking about, how am I going to pay my monthly rent? How am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to do this? Most people spend all their time worrying about shit, right? And then you don't realize why your life won't change. The only one I'm missing. How many people know right now as I'm talking about this book? What is the one that I've missed that I saved for last? Want to post it? Did anybody know the 4 things? Did anyone read the chapter more than 100 days in a row and know the 4 things? What is it? Come on. It's in here. Oh my God. So remember the 4 laws. Count your blessings. You won't get more if you're not happy and grateful for what you already have. So count your blessings, proclaim your rarity, go the extra mile, and use wisely your power of choice. Okay? So what have I been talking about this entire time? Choosing what I focus on. So I'll leave this last thought. How many of you guys know that I got a bunch of these hanging around, right? All right. Maybe I got to clean this, right? But I thought it's been 21 below here in the last week. No, that is not chill factor. 21 below with chill factor, 43 below. Listen closely. Oh, yeah, get this, Jody. Terry's got stuff in refrigerators in our garage. In the refrigerator, not the freezer. And they've frozen in the fridge. Her lettuce, all of her stuff, you know. It's warmer in the fridge than it is outside. But let me get to the point. I could go out in the wind and negative 43, walk around in a circle in a snow pile, huddle down, take this, and start a fire. And negative 43. Break some twigs, old leaves still on the tree, put them in a pile, take my big body, block the wind, get the right focus, and start a fire to get warm. Still to this day, you guys, I watch people around me, and why they can't succeed is exactly what I just shared with you. They're blaming the outside things in their lives. It's cold out, it's windy, I can't start a fire. No, they're saying I can't focus. I'm focused on things that are not important. The second, I don't have the imagination to believe that that can happen for me. So I've seen this kind of momentum before, and I promise you, we will see people come into MDC and go super affiliate in 30 days. Mark my word. And it will happen multiple times between now and the end of the year. And here's the one that I'm going to tell you guys that none of you want to hear. Holy shit, I follow that guy. Holy shit, I follow that girl on social media. Oh my God, I've had conversations with that person. In 37 years, I've been here 7 times. This will be my 8th. And there's people that you guys know that you have connections to that will hit super affiliate in this company in this year. And you're so unfocused that they're just going to make someone else millions. The best story I've had in a long time in our organization, our team, is when Joshua Doramella told me that his wife came from, who do you know? Taprooting. When I heard that, I went, what? There's nothing better in the world. Wouldn't you agree? And if you think about it, that's how I found my wife, but I wasn't in this industry. I met her best friend first, Jolie. And they've been still friends since preschool. They're still friends. They went out yesterday. But Jolie introduced me to Terry. Thank you, Jolie. So let's get into some Q&A. Sorry, I went too long, or maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. Sorry, I went too long.
I think everybody was taking notes. I know I was, and learning. Watch this video again. There are so many different things here that Robert has just shared today that yeah, you got to just take notes and follow. Such great stuff, Robert. Bless you, my friend.
You
Thank you
bet.
so much. All right, I see only one hand up, so we'll just go to him since you have a
Sure.
little time schedule, and we'll see where we go from there. Coach Bob, thank you so much for waiting. Wait a minute. Whoa, where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Okay. You moved on me as I was getting ready to spotlight you. There you go. And let me spotlight Robert. I thought I already did. And let me ask you to unmute. And there you go. Go ahead, gentlemen. Interact. Welcome.
Sorry. Hey, Robert.
No
Hey,
problem.
Maddie. Hey.
Hey, Coach Bob, what's up?
Hey. So I'm really focusing on this AI. I really dig this. And what I want to do is I'm working on podcasts. There's this Notebook LM. I'm sure Matt and Craig probably know about that. So kind of trying to do that. I really want to get into that. So that's what I've been focusing on. But my question to you is, what made you pick Twitter? I mean, X, to kind of go after instead of like Instagram? Now, it's amazing because I just looked at Matthew's Instagram account and he has 1 million followers. It's incredible.
Yeah.
How the heck? Because when I saw it before, I don't think it was there.
No, believe it or not, he just posted a post about that I shared with everyone. He just posted a post when he went super affiliate, him and Joey Wilson. 99,000 people. 99,000 people have made some kind of like or like or share. Right. 99,000 people. Okay. So your question very quickly was, why X? Right. Two big reasons. Is I no longer feel good about Meta.
Okay.
That's it. So I don't use WhatsApp and I don't use Instagram, right? I don't see a future in TikTok because I know people that make money in TikTok. And even though they're not banned, they're not doing well. So Arthur put that in. Me and Matt used Google, and then we used Facebook for a certain amount of time. And then all of a sudden it was no matter how much money we put into it, it's like they deliberately changed the algorithm to make sure that your ads didn't work anymore. So I have no faith in that, right? So that's when we left Facebook a couple of years ago and picked YouTube. Wow. Awesome. Now, they have some really cool stuff, but Google or Alphabet, if we really want to get big, right? All right. Alphabet is a mother company that owns Google, that owns YouTube, right? Their X right now is just more on this free speech concept. And part of free speech is not being taken off a network because of what you believe. I believe in entrepreneurship. I believe in network marketing. I believe in affiliate marketing. And to think that there's actually companies out there that have policies and procedures to say that if you recruit or sell shit on our network, we're gonna destroy your channel. And then there's another network that goes, hey, I just want you to know that we got community notes. So if you're saying shit that's not true, we're going to have our base go after you. LinkedIn is more affluent. It's like the people that believe that degrees are still important in the corporate world. And then when I look at Reddit, it's like, it's just my opinion. It doesn't have to be true. But I can't imagine going on Reddit telling people that someone taught me how to be free for 37 years and that I wanted to teach other people and just have a bunch of haters come on there and say that I'm a piece of shit for doing that. Okay? So I believe with X, I'm going to be able to really focus and pinpoint the people that I want to get my message to. And I just know that it's going to be very, very effective.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So I don't focus on a lot of stuff, but when I focus on something, it works out. It works out really good for me. All of my energy focus in one place. Uh, it reached me incredible rewards. Okay. So other people can be distracted and try to juggle a bunch of balls. I'm just going to be good at just bouncing one ball. Does that mean I'm
Yeah.
giving up on YouTube? No, but it's owned by Google. And they still tell me that there's certain things, there's certain ads that I've tried to do on Facebook. And if I'm not promoting just for subscribers, and I try to put something up that documents that I know what I'm doing, they don't approve it. Or like, listen, we don't want you telling people that you know how to help people make money. Yeah, that's real free speech right there.
Yeah, one of my videos got tagged and I was in the doghouse there and they're watching they're watching my channel, you know what I mean?
Why did you
So
actually say you could help people?
yeah, I had money in the when you have money in there, they don't like they think that's you're trying to scam someone. But it was fact that, one of the guy I think it was
Yeah, I mean, it's like
whoever made money, I did a video on that and
I agree.
yeah.
So that, so yeah, I haven't been able to advertise on Facebook. I mean, X yet, but it says once I have 1,000 active members that are paying members, that I'll be able to do that. So I'm pretty selective in who I'm following on social media because I'm following people that have a paid X subscription. And then I'm looking in the people that they follow that have. And that's how I got to where I am. And I started doing that. And you guys all know algorithms are algorithms, right? Then all of a sudden I started getting emails. I mean, not emails, but I started seeing posts of people that are just helping each other out. I've never seen this before. And it's like, let's all help each other get to 10,000 followers. Put your handle, put your username in. And below there, what we do is we'll all just follow each other. And people are going, great idea, great idea, great idea. And then and then behind that, I'll follow you back immediately. And that's how I got to the point where it says you can't do this anymore. But I started having there's been like 3 days in the last week where I've had over 100 people follow me in a day.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, for my account, I had one of those scripts, so it would go out and follow everybody. I don't think you can do that now, but I did that a while back. You'd follow them, and then you could comment.
The shortcut guy.
Yeah, that's me. So I do that, and I'd get some follow backs, and then I'd message people. Message people's the best, or comment on their
Right.
what you're doing. You know what I mean? And then they get to know you. But if you don't have any followers to begin with, they question you. You know that you're a bot or someone. So you should have
Well,
at least some followers in
I
there.
will say that Craig gave me an advantage on X, and I want to give him credit for it. I think that when people go to my X account and see 1,500 posts, because that's the one I'm looking at, right?
Right.
So I'm following a person, they have no followers, and they also have only made one post.
Yeah.
That's a pretty telling tell, right? So I think that that's an advantage, which means for those of you that don't have a lot of posts on X, well, all of mine are available to you. So I've actually seen accounts that, again, watch Thayer's video. And I told Terry that right away. I watched Terry's video. I know for a fact that Terry could create a pretty good X account by just doing the vibe of the day.
Oh yeah.
And I want you guys to know this. She doesn't do those.
I know that.
Yeah. So I don't know where she's taking them, but she's been doing it for a long time. So, maybe she could reach out to the person that creates them and donate to their charity or something. You know what I mean? That'd be cool. I'll have to tell her about that.
Right.
Ola, if you let me get to Ola really quick, I
Yeah.
want to watch my fights. But Coach Bob, you can do anything that you want, man. Do you guys know that people make money on X?
Oh yeah, yeah. Because I was reading, I was wondering why you didn't get in the premium too. I thought you might be in the premium because I was looking at getting into that. I just kind of held off. I got one of my accounts into that. The
You mean,
premium plus, the gold one. You just got the blue one, right?
well, I'll change that today.
No,
No, I'll
what?
change that today. Arthur, can you send me your affiliate link? Okay. I'm joking.
I thought so. Okay. Well, love and appreciate you. I was going to talk some more.
I seen too where you can do an organization and get free advertising. So maybe that's a little deal. The local news channels, how they always have to run. The local channels go, hey, if you're a nonprofit organization,
Right.
according to law, we have to allow you to be able to come down here and advertise for free. It's like it's pretty interesting. So I'm going to look into a little more, and I'll let you guys know. But I'm going to look a little more into what are the concepts of an organization, right? But I have looked at some of the traders that are on X, and apparently X does not care that you're posting money.
Right. Right.
And
I've never
apparently
got
right
anything.
now, they're really not opposed to people saying, hey, do you know this person got 59 million? So there's a lot of people posting numbers, right? A lot of dollar signs. I think that if X all of a sudden was going to stop you from posting money, this might be the perfect timing because there's a lot of people that are very influential that are posting stuff about numbers every day.
Right.
Side note, Craig and I were going back and forth on a podcast yesterday. Someone on X posted that the first video that Bill Clinton and the guy that invented the internet, Al Gore, I'm joking by the way, they did a video when Bill Clinton first got elected in 1992. Do you guys know in the first 100 days that he was in office, they they fired 360,000 people from the government. Whoa. So you watch the video and it's Bill Clinton talking about, I got elected because people said there's too much waste and too much fraud, and here's all the people that are gone. But, he was running for the blue team, so it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because when he did it, all the blue team said, get rid of fraud and waste? Sounds like a good idea to me. I don't know if I want to run against people going against fraud and waste. But apparently there's a group of people that think that getting rid of it's a bad idea. So it's pretty interesting. So, do your research on that. I was blown away when I watched that.
Yeah,
so Bill Clinton and Al Gore going, we're slashing everything, man. I think they got rid of, if I read it correct, and in his first years in office, they got rid of 16% of all government employees.
Wow.
Work then. Who was the last person that had the best debt to income ratio? Bill Clinton. So it might be cool. It's crazy that that's already been that many years ago, 30 years ago.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
That's nuts. Okay.
One more. Shout out to Matt for that Jesus hugging you. I love that. I love that. Shout out to Matt.
I got
phenomenal.
Jesus. Yeah.
Phenomenal. Love to see that kind of stuff. But everyone have a nice weekend and thanks so much, guys. Craig, Matt, Robert.
Thank you, Coach Bob.
Thanks,
Love
Coach
you, man. I
Bob.
love you, man.
Appreciate
Love and
you.
appreciate
Love
you.
you too, man.
Ola, do you want a quick question or no?
Hang on. Let me go ahead and yes, he does. So we're going to do that and we're going to do that. So hold on. Something just happened.
Hello.
There we go. Go for it.
Hello, Robert. Do you hear me?
Hola from Sweden.
Hello. Yeah, I just want to say, remember a couple of weeks ago, you posted a picture that you need a mentor in your life, you need a coach, and you need a friend. And be that to someone else. So I actually, is one thing I have learned from you is that you can learn anything you want. It's
Yes.
just go to the best people that are already doing it and then ask them to coach you.
Yes.
Yeah. And I know you can teach me sales, you can teach me marketing, you can teach me build a group. But here in Sweden, I'm in sales and I wanted to higher my volume, my sales. So I actually reached out to a very famous sales trainer here in Sweden.
Okay.
So now the first month of the year, I sold more than every month last year. So thank you for teaching me stuff
You're welcome.
that
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Ola. I really am. I think that anybody that can find something that gives them joy and purpose and anything like that, if you find people that inspire you, it doesn't have to be me. It can be anybody. And so I'm happy. I'm proud of you, Ola.
Thank you. Yeah, as a yeah, that just it's not what you do, you know. That's why I went to you're not in sales, you're in marketing. That's
Right.
a little bit different.
It is, Ola. I want 100,000 of you in my group.
Yeah, I understand. But you two get a lot of similarities. He's very well into personal development.
Yeah,
He's talking
absolutely.
about Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill, and everything, you know. So
Yeah, my deal is very simple. I know that people are going to run into a brick wall if they don't get their mind and their heart right. So
yeah,
it's just a matter of time that everyone's going to hit a ceiling or a wall until they can figure out a better way to do it. They're going to hit a ceiling or a wall. So you'll notice that a lot of people, why the average person in America makes $54,000 a year is because of that wall. The people that hire them know that that's all they deserve because they're going to do the minimum.
yeah.
They're going to do the minimum. They're going to do as little as possible and still want to get paid a full-time income with benefits.
Yeah,
And so,
true.
yeah, so, I'll leave you guys with the story because I don't want to miss any more fights. The story that Jim Rohn always said from Earl Shaw, his mentor. And all Jim Rohn
Earl
said,
Schoaf.
Earl Schoaf, right. And he said, thank you, Craig. And all he said was, you need to go to this training. You need to get in a car and travel and go to this training. And Jim Rohn's response was, I can't afford it. That's where that first phrase came from. You can't afford not to. You can't afford not to go. And so the response usually is, wait a minute, don't you understand? I don't have the money to put gas in my car. Find a way. And he's going, I don't understand what you're saying. Okay, this is the company that gives me a check every 2 weeks. This is all it is. And this is the bills that I pay. I can't afford to. And he goes, does everyone make exactly what you make at your company? There's no one at your company that makes more than you? No, there's a lot of people at my company that make more than me. What are they doing that you're not? I don't know. They went to training.
True.
They made themselves more valuable. If you make yourself more valuable to the company that you work for, they'll pay you more. So that's one thing I've always loved about sales, because in sales, they're constantly putting competitions together, including bonuses, including rank advances, including prizes. You know, I love Glenn Ross. I haven't watched that movie in a long time. And it's like first place winner gets a brand new Cadillac. Second place gets some steak knives.
Yeah.
And number 3 and below, you're fired. So
True.
can you imagine if I did a contest like that? That's pretty crazy. Whoa, right? So, but yeah, I'm proud of you, Ola. Thank you for sharing that story. I love and appreciate. Yeah, I'm going to go.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you very much.
You bet. You bet.
All right, Ola, thank you so very much. And thank each and every one of you for joining us here on the AMAs with the amazing Robert Hollis. Quick shout outs to, of course, Ola Meyer and Coach Bob Johnson for participating. Of course, Matt Hollis. Matt, bless you. Thank you so very much for joining us or for being our executive producer. So we appreciate you. We love you. And if you want to save the information, there's a lot of information here in this AMA. Save it in the chat. If you're watching us on Zoom, it'll be in the post description on YouTube as soon as we are completed. But here's a way to save all of the information in the Zoom chat. Go to the meeting chat, click on the 3 dots to the right of where it says Ask Me Anything, click on Save Chat, and it will download to your computer as we conclude today's AMA. That's how simple it is. And you get a lot of information, especially what Robert shared today. Rewatch today's video because there is so much here to help you move on to the next level. And of course, you know, not only a big shout out to everybody, but to Robert, bless you, my friend. Thank you so much for sharing everything today.
Is Matt doing something today? I wanted to make sure that we
you know, he did say, all right, anybody who wants to watch Matt, keep an eye out on his YouTube channel. He's either Matthew Hollis or Infinite Variance. Now, Matt, I don't know which is which. He's not come on board yet, but he will be. He said that earlier he is going to do something today.
Yeah, well, look out for it. Maybe when
about
we
3 p.m.
Craig,
Pacific is what he said.
Yeah, maybe we can post it in Imaginators, so that'll be cool.
Yeah, because I don't see him coming on right now. He's probably taking care of some other business.
No problem.
All right, so that's where we're at, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to join us. We appreciate you. We love you, and we look forward to convening with you next time on Unlimited Wisdom on Fridays at noon Pacific, and of course every Saturday at noon p.m. Pacific, right here on Robert's channel for AMAs. Ask Me Anything with the amazing Robert Hollis. Until next time, please be good to yourselves, be cash, and bye-bye. And what I'm going to do is ask everybody to unmute so we can all say so long. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, everybody.
Hey, see you. Have a great weekend.
Dustin,
Bye, everyone.
Donnell,
Thank you, everybody.
Sarah,
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Dustin, Deb, Karen. We'll see you tomorrow, Karen.
Bye-bye. Yay.
Lisa Marie, love ya. Jay,
Bye, Robin.
Coach Bob, Michael, Jody, Arthur, Matthew, hola. And